Well, I'm delighted to say now that we've been joined by Gills legend and record scorer, Brian Yeo. Brian, firstly, welcome back to the football club.
Thank you.
Considering you spent pretty much your entire footballing career here, how special is it to come back?
Well, it's great for me to come back here today, especially with bringing all the family. That's lovely.
You touched on it before, but a lot has changed at the club since you left here. Are you proud of how much it's progressed in terms of the stadia and the conferencing facilities that are here? It's all changed, isn't it?
Yeah. When I first came down, there were actually no floodlights. I think it was, I came down in '63, and the floodlights I think came that year, probably about 6 weeks or so after I was arrived. The ground was on a slope, the pitch went from one end to the other, and to be quite honest, I came down from Portsmouth, and Portsmouth's ground, it held 50,000, and it just seemed strange, you know. The ground seemed very strange. The facilities now are brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and I've never seen anything like it, to be quite honest. I haven't been to a ground like it, put it like that, and seen the inside. I haven't seen the dressing rooms, so I don't know what the dressing rooms are like. But what I have seen is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I think it's mainly down to Paul, isn't it? Really, he's done a great job looking at it.
Looking back on your time here, is there a particular moment or a particular game which stands out as the most memorable? There's a lot of games as well to think about.
Well, obviously the first game, which was against Torquay. I think it was nearly 20,000, and I think it was in October. I believe it was October. It was my debut, and I was fortunate to score in the first 5 minutes. That was probably
not a bad start.
A great feeling. That was absolutely superb.
How would you sort of describe your relationship with the fans while you were here? Did you think that they're the 12th man?
I think the early years, I think you've got to win them over, and I probably, perhaps early on in my career, took a while to be accepted, but I think eventually, over the years, you know, especially my last years here, probably the last 3 or 4 years, when Andy Nelson was at the club, and he turned me into basically an out-and-out striker, because the early years I spent most of my time perhaps playing in positions. I played inside forward, which was, it's going back to the old W formation, I know, but and I used to play on the wing, and Freddie Cox, who signed me, who brought me down, he used to put me in probably on the wing because I was quite slight. I can actually remember one game, and Gordon Pulley was a big favourite at the club, and he couldn't play for some reason, and I think I was drafted in to play in his position, and I think there was quite a loud boo go round the ground when they heard my name, but fortunately I scored that day, and possibly that might have been the day I turned things around with the supporters. But towards the end of my last years here, well, most of my time here, they were very good. I have no complaints.
You just touched on it before there, but of course you were at Portsmouth before you joined here.
Yeah.
Why Gillingham? What attracted you about this particular club?
Well, to be quite honest, I had 2 years apprenticeship at Portsmouth. I had 2 years professional, and I was under Freddie Cox then. Then Freddie got sacked, and from Portsmouth as manager, and he came down to Gillingham. Then unfortunately I had 2 years professional at Portsmouth, and then unfortunately I was released, and Freddie got in touch with me, and you know, and he knew what I could do, and so I was pleased to come down here.
Which players at Gillingham did you enjoy playing with the most? Is there anybody that perhaps didn't quite get the recognition they deserved and perhaps slipped under the radar?
Well, I enjoyed playing with anyone, to be quite honest, as long as I was in the team. But players that Alec Farrell was a great player. I enjoyed playing with Alec. There were lots of good players, to be quite honest. The '63 team was filled with good players. You had John Arnott, Mike Burgess, two good central defenders. You had Brian Gibbs, good striker. John Arnott. I could go on and on. Ron Newman. It was a good team, good side. And I was pleased to have played in that team.